Yo guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I have a nice little guide, but it's not actually a Splitgate guide, or it sort of is, but it's not. It's actually a guide on how to make gaming thumbnails for free, so you guys can create the thumbnails that I create, and I show you an example of one. So yeah, hopefully this video helps. Just before we get into the video, I want to say, if it does help you, then make sure to drop a like. You know, it helps support me, gets my video across YouTube. And also, if you are new and you want to see daily Splitgate content, then please consider subscribing. It's completely free, and you can always unsubscribe at any point. But with that all said, let's get straight into the video. Right, so I actually use Photoshop to create my thumbnails, and a lot of you guys might be thinking, okay, well, yeah, I don't have the money to buy Photoshop, but don't worry, neither did I. You can get Photoshop for completely free. You can search up on YouTube a video like how to get Photoshop for free 2021, but make sure you check the likes, make sure it has good feedback in the comments, make sure people say it works, and just follow their thing. And then, I mean, by the end of that tutorial on YouTube, you should have Photoshop for free. I'll try and find the video that I use to get Photoshop for free and leave it in the description. But if there's no video in the description on how to get Photoshop for free, just search up yourself. But remember, be careful. But you know, I don't want to waste any more time. And let's just get straight into Photoshop. Right, so now hopefully you guys have Photoshop. Obviously we need to make a new image, so just go up here to file and then click new. And obviously, since YouTube thumbnails have to be 1280 by 720p, which is basically 1280 by 720 pixels, we're obviously going to make sure we choose that. I've already got a preset saved. This is my recent, but basically if you just go over here, you can change the width 1280 720, and then this is all just default, I'm pretty sure, and I didn't change any of this. And you can call your file whatever you want. I don't usually call it that. But you can see now we have a 1280 by 720p image here, which is just a white plain background. So the thumbnail that I'm going to be making in this video is going to be for tomorrow's video, which is going to be how to rank up fast. So basically, this is a Splitgate video. If you guys are coming here, you can still follow this tutorial if you're making like Warzone videos, Fortnite videos, anything like that. You can still follow this tutorial, but mine is going to be a Splitgate video on how to rank up fast. So the first thing that I would do is hop over to Google and find yourself a background for your thumbnail. So since mine is a Splitgate video, it's going to be a Splitgate background, but you guys, like I just said, Fortnite, Warzone, just find a nice background for your thumbnail. So here I am, I've just searched up Splitgate background. If you go over to Google, let me try and find a good image. Remember, try and find one with good quality. This one isn't the best, and you don't want any logos on or anything. This one is decent quality, so I think we're going to go with this one. So what you want to do is just right click on it, click copy image, go back to Photoshop, go to edit, and then just paste your background in there, and then just drag it up to the top left, and you'll see these purple lines when you line it up with the corners of the image. Just put it there, and then go to edit, free transform, and then just drag it down until it's into all the corners, so your background basically now fits, and you've got the background of your thumbnail. Now I'm gonna change the background later on in this video, do a few things to make it make text stand out more and everything, but what I'm going to do next is we actually are going to do our text. So if you've seen most of my thumbnails, you would know that most of them have like 2 or 3 words in the thumbnail basically telling you about the video, right? And one of my words will always be orange, and it'll be yellow, or like an orangey yellow gradient. The reason for this is because if you didn't know, orange and yellow is the first colour that pops out to the human eye, if you get what I mean. So like, you're looking there and you're going to notice yellow and orange straight away, because like I just said, it is the first colour that comes to the human eye. So that's why I always put my one word in yellow or orange. But if you're wondering what word to put in yellow or orange, you just want to put your keyword. So basically, for example, let's say you're making a video on like Warzone or something, a high kill game, right? You would put the word either like high or high kill in yellow and orange, because that's the word that's going to be like grabbing your, basically the word that's going to pull the person into watching your video. Because like for example, let's say you're making, or a video that I did a few days ago was best controller settings. The word best, because you know, if you're on YouTube, you're obviously looking for the best. So when you see the word best, you want that word to pop out. You want it to be the color that pops out first. You just want to see that word. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, my video is obviously how to rank up fast, right? So obviously I've created a new text here, and I'm going to basically do, my first text is going to be rank up, and I'm going to change my font in a minute here. So now that I've done rank up, I'm going to do this all in one word. So you guys can go ahead and pick your font. If you guys have some downloaded, go ahead and use whatever you like. I'm going to go with Burbank Big Regular is the font that I use for all thumbnails, and I need to quickly put this in all caps. So I will leave a link in the description. You guys can download this font. It's the font that I use for all my thumbnails. But once you've done this, change it to white. So you've now got your white one, right? And then we're going to create another text, and this is obviously going to be our keyword. So it's going to be rank up fast, not fat, not fat, rank up fast, right? And then this one, you can leave it. You can always go back to edit, free transform, and you can like change the size of all of your fonts. So I think the fast is obviously going to be, it's our keyword, right? Like I've just explained. So that one is going to be our biggest word, and you want the rank up to be the same width as the letter, not the letter, as the word fast. Like for example, you can see this, they're pretty similar width. You just want that fast to be the biggest word, and obviously since fast is our keyword, if you go over, you can either double click down here on your layers on the layer that you want to change. So fast is our keyword, or you can right click and then go up to blending options, and this is just going to open up different styles that we can change. And we're going to go down over here to gradient overlay. If you click on that, it will activate it, and you can see already if I untick it, it's added some gradient onto there. But obviously we want our orange to yellow one, so if I just put this up to 100, make sure opacity isn't 100, go down here to gradient, and then I mean there is a few presets here. You don't have to do orange, you could go for something like this. I mean there is loads of different presets that you guys can do here, but I like to make my own one. So if you just click on this here, click down here, and it's going to select this color, and you can click down here and then you can just pick your color. So obviously I go orange to yellow, but I actually like to go with a sort of red to yellow, and then we want to change this one because we don't want it to be like salmon-y color, so we're just going to change this to yellow, or maybe a little bit of a brighter orange like this, and that's going to give us the nice gradient. I mean, you can change if you want it to be lighter, but obviously 100 opacity is the best. Make sure your scale is on 100 and your angle is on 90. So now that we've got the gradient overlay, there's a few other layer styles here that I can put onto this text to make it stand out more and entice people on YouTube to click onto your video. So the first is going to be a drop shadow. I would always have a drop shadow on this keyword, quite big, but it's going to be a color just darker than the bottom of your gradient. So you can see the bottom of my gradient is orange. So if we go down to, I don't know, just select this with the color picker, and then, well, that hasn't really done anything, but try and pick, see, I sort of want a browny color, like, I don't really, maybe like a color like this, or not blue. So just make sure you find the color that you want, just like there. I think that looks good. And then once you're done that, click OK, and we can change the distance of it, like how far we want this. Our spread, this doesn't mean anything. because it's on 100 opacity. You can change the angle if you want, I don't know, like a one going to like diagonally left downwards, but I'll always go for -90, or not -90, 90, just so it's a straight down drop shadow. If you guys want more of a realistic shadow, you can change the opacity, but I would go 100, and then just change the distance to something that you're happy with. So I think something that looks good is probably around here, 17 distance. And just, I'm not going to bother with changing the quality of this. So that's usually my ideal layer styles for this word. And then obviously I'm going to put some layer styles on rank up, so make sure you right click on this, the rank up, and then click blending options. And I will always add a gradient overlay, but some of you guys might not notice this because it's quite a hard to see one, but I'll just leave it on. I'll pick, I mean, we'll go on a preset here, and we'll go to basics, and there is a black to white one, and just click OK. But I like to actually change this I want to change the black to a sort of lighter grey, not a complete dark black. And then I'll usually change the opacity as well to something like this, and you can see if I untick it, you can see it obviously adds that. I mean, I'll undo it a bit because you want the white to stand out at the top and then a little bit of the darker greys at the bottom. Then I would usually add a drop shadow. Once again, I'd follow the same thing that I did for the word fast, your keyword. I would pick a colour under or a little bit darker than the bottom, so I think that grey is looking quite nice. And then this one will always be a smaller drop shadow because it isn't our keyword. So I'm going to change the distance, whereas our distance for fast was about, I don't know, like 19, I think. We've now got 10. And then you can see we've got our two texts here. We've got the rank up and we've got the word fast. So next up, you can align your text to where you want them in this thumbnail. You could always skew them. If you don't know what skewing is, just make sure you've selected the text, go to edit, transform, and then it's going to pop up with loads of different options, and then click skew, and you can basically just rotate it, basically put it in italics. I mean, you could do this with anything, but I personally don't think that's the best thing to do, and I'm not going to do it for this thumbnail. But what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to free transform, and then I'm going to give it a bit of rotation, just something like that, and then we're going to just place this where we want it. And then the word fast, just again, you can always expand it to just make sure it is like in line on both sides. You'll see the purple line like here to say that it's basically lined up. And I'm gonna just, well, I don't know what I've done here. I don't know what I've done, but okay. So here, I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger, so that hopefully, I mean, we could say that that is, there's a line on both sides. You can see that's perfectly actually lined up. Give it a little bit of space there, and I think that's where our text is going to go. So you can see of it. You can see that here we have our keyword. It's a lot bigger than the first word. It stands out more. It's a brighter colour. And then what I'm going to do. So once you guys have done this, whether it's a Warzone video, a Fortnite video, just make sure you have your words on the thumbnail and you have your keyword obviously designed like I've done. So next up, what I would usually like to do is, in most of my thumbnails, I have a split gate character just here in this empty space, just standing there. So what you're going to want to do is go onto Google and find yourself a split gate character PNG, Fortnite character PNG, but make sure to type PNG in it. So you can see if I type split gate, or take this out of caps, split gate character, and then go PNG. Hopefully I can find one. If not, you can go for something like this, and you will actually have to just cut out the character, but I'll just show you how to do that. So once again, copy this image. Well, I'm actually going to save this image and just press enter. So this has now saved it. Alright, we're going to go to Photoshop, and then we're going to go to File and Open As, and then we're going to go find that video, well not the video, the picture, and apparently we can't do that, so I'm just going to click Open, and Open As, and this should put him on a different thing. Okay, so here we go, he's on a different thing. If you wanted to go back, just up here next to it, go back to your thumbnail. So you can see we've obviously got all this portal, and we don't want the portal in our thumbnail, we just want the character itself. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over here to the one detail, the fourth one down, and go to quick select. So then I'm going to zoom in, and we can change the size of your thing by just holding the Alt key, right click, and then dragging right or left, and that's going to change this. And what you're going to want to do is just start selecting the big parts of your character, and hopefully it will detect the character's outline. Some of it we're going to have to go over in the end. I'll just show you how we can get a clean cutout of this character. So just go over pretty much all of the character. Don't worry if it goes out the outlines or it goes onto the portal. Just make sure you have these marching and just going all around your image, and just select everything in your character and make sure everything is selected. So now it is, that last little bit, you're wondering, obviously we don't want all of this portal, so we just want to move this down. So you can click up here and go to the -1, or you could hold the Alt key, and it's going to you see there's now a minus in the big circle, and it's going to remove it from our selection. So we can just start clicking around the edge of this portal, and I'd recommend zooming in here, change the size, and just start taking away from the selection. Okay, so I've now cut him out. If I just go over here, you can see I've cut him out, and we are able to move him around without the background moving. So I'd recommend saving this, so you don't have to cut him out for any other thumbnails. And then once you've got this, literally just hold him and drag him up to the other tab, and then let go of him, and he's just going to appear on this thumbnail. Then obviously we're going to want to go to transform again, and just transform him down to the size that we want him on our thumbnail. So I reckon something like this is going to be nice, and then we can just adjust his position. I think right there is going to be good enough. Maybe move him up a little bit, but what we're going to do is we're going to now add some layer styles onto this character to make him stand out more. But first I just want to color correct him, so we're just going to make him basically stand out more. So we're going to go right click on this layer and convert it to a smart object. Then what you want to do is just go up here to filter and go to camera raw filter. So this is just we're gonna be able to change a few things about this character, and then basically just if you click down here, it's just gonna put, there we go. So this is gonna be our before, and this is our after. You can see up here. Now that we've got our before and after, you can have a mess around. I'd recommend changing a few of these to make your character stand out more. So obviously I'm going to go over here to the HSL adjustments, and I want the yellows on his body, or the gold colours. I mean, you can change literally completely, I know you like make a new skin, I don't know, but I want these golds to be sticking out more. So if your character has greens and stuff, just increase that, and it's gonna basically increase that. But if I just go back to the basics, we can bring out a few of these different settings. Right, so you can just change a few of these settings if you want to bring highlights out on your character. It depends though, you can make it basically look how you want to make it look, you know. I just usually have a mess around with these. You can increase your texture on this character, and it's gonna obviously bring out the textures. Clarity, you know, makes your image more sharp, but it's all up to personal preference. You don't actually have to do this step, but you can see it if I click this, you can see the differences here. It's a lot more brighter, and I think it stands out more. And then we can click OK, and you can see our character is now a lot more bright, and I feel like he stands out more. I'm actually going to go over to the blending options again, and then I'm going to go gradient overlay, put this on 100. Again, just go to your simple black to white, and you can actually drag down here. So I'm going to make sure the shadow's on the lower half of his body, and then we have the bright, the whites up the top. And then you can actually change the blend mode to color dodge, and then decrease the opacity to around, I'm going to go with 17, and then you can see basically what this does. Again, it just adds more light at the top of his body, and I think it looks very good. So next I'm going to do the outer glow. It's going to give some glow obviously on the outside of our character's body. So you can change the colour by just clicking on this box here, and then it's going to give you a colour picker. Pick one of the colours off your character's body. I think this colour is going to look quite nice. I mean, it's up to you what colour you use. I'm going to go with a nice little golden colour here, and then you can change the size. You could obviously make it look really big, but it's all up to you on what you want to make it look like. So I'm going to go, obviously you don't want the spread, just put that spread on like something like 0. I'm going to give him a small little outer glow there. I think something like that is going to be quite good. If I can just find the right size, I think I'm going to go for something like 12. And you can see that gives us a nice little outer glow on our character that makes him stand out more. So now you've got your character's little effects sorted out there, and you just have them on the left side of your screen, and you've got the rank up fast, your text here. I'm going to actually move up my rank up text just up a tiny bit, and then just want to move me fast just up a tiny bit, because what I want to add, and I'm also going to actually rotate this just so it's got hopefully the same rotations as the rank up text, and then we're just going to put it around here. I think looks good. So you can see we've got a few little spaces down here, right? And since our video is based on ranking up, I'm going to go over to Google and I'm actually going to search up Splitgate ranks, hopefully find an image. Okay, I'm able to find the platinum rank here, so we're going to paste this one, and once again use our magic wand tool up here and just click on the white and hit the delete key on your keyboard, and then press Ctrl and D to deselect it. So we can just size this up, and then what I'm going to do is find myself a champion rank, because that is our highest rank, and we want to go to PNG, and here we go, we're going to grab this one. And yeah, these images aren't really the best quality, but it is what we're going to have to use. And click on the white again, and now that you've got your two ranks, we're going to put these over here. We're going to put our champion one here, just under sort of the end of this, and then our platinum one just over here on the left. And you can see we've got our two ranks. What I want to get next is an arrow, basically just an arrow pointing from the platinum rank to the champion rank. This one looks alright, so we're going to copy this one and just paste it in there, and then magic wand this bit. Okay, so we've got a nice cutout arrow, and it actually fits our color gradient for the word fast. So you want to resize this, and then you're obviously going to have to sort out the rotation. I think something like this might look good, something like that. obviously got an arrow pointing there, and then I think I'm gonna click on the blending options, and I'm just gonna give it a stroke, which is basically the outline, and I'm gonna put it on, I mean you can put it on white or black if you want. I think white makes it stand out more. Just gonna give it a small white outline, and then click on OK. So now I'm just going to add a few little effects to our text over the top of it. So create a new layer down here, and then grab your paintbrush, and you want to go down to your color selection and use the color picker tool, and I'm going to pick the bottom of my my gradient overlay and the top of it, and we're going to experiment here. So get your brush and you use the Alt right click and drag to just size up a big one here, a big brush, and then I'm gonna change the type of the layer from normal to linear dodge add, and we could either do one in the middle, which is what I usually do for most of my thumbnails, or you can do one just here and like here. So you can see obviously it gives it that nice glow on the text, and I'm actually just gonna put one slap bang in the middle like that, and you can see it gives it a nice glow. You can also put one like sometimes on the character. I'm gonna put one just below him, gives it that glow, and then you can also go ahead and select the grey or the white and just put it on the white text as well. So we could put like a few on this white text. I don't know where to really put them, but I feel like that it doesn't look the best. Maybe if we try with the grey. Okay, that looks better there. And just scatter them across. So you can see we've now got all our text and it looks all good. And yeah, there is your thumbnail. And that is literally how you do it. And now if you're wondering how to actually save this thumbnail, basically all you need to do is just go up to File, go to Export, and then go to Save for Web. Now you can see here we've got your presets. You would ideally want to have it on PNG 24, and you can see your image size. So I've got 1.3 megabytes, I think that is, but basically you can't go over 2 for a YouTube thumbnail. So just make sure you know that you have the under 2. If your thumbnail is over 2 on PNG 24, you can change it to JPEG, and then if it is still over 2 megabytes, you can just decrease the quality here, and it's gonna slow. Just do it until you've got under 2 megabytes. But you know, since mine is fine on PNG 24, I'm just gonna click save. Save in your location. You can see I've got all my thumbnails here, and I'm just gonna save it as how to rank up fast. So that is literally our thumbnail done, and yeah, there's our thumbnail. So hopefully this video did help you guys to make your own gaming thumbnails. If you guys did enjoy the video, then make sure to drop a like. Also, like I said at the start of the video, if you are new to the channel and you want to see daily Splitgate content, then hit the subscribe button. It is completely free, and you can always change your mind and unsubscribe at any point. But with that all said, I think that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.